Hi, I'm Christine Carter.
And I'm Lindsay Reed Maines.
And this is a video series brought to you by the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley, which aims to give parents tips for raising happy kids and for being happier themselves.
One of the first things that really attracted me to your work was a blog post that you wrote about the science of luck. I think a lot of people would be surprised to hear there is such a thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, the whole idea that luck isn't totally random is surprising because that's the way we conceive of it. I think the other thing that's maybe even more surprising is that there are certain skills that make us lucky, and so that means that we can teach those skills to our kids and practice them with them, thereby increasing the odds that our children will be lucky.
Wow, so luck is not like a random gift from above, but an actual teachable skill set.
Amazing. It's an amazing thing. So one of the things that we know about lucky people is that they're really connected socially. So this is actually something that we can work on with our kids.
Okay, so what are some of the ways to teach children to make more social connections?
So one of the things that lucky people do is that they talk to strangers. So if there's somebody next to them on the airplane or in a coffee shop, they strike up a conversation with them. This is something that you do all the time, I know.
I've experienced that. It's really magical when you're talking to somebody and then you discover, wow, it really feels like this is exactly who I was supposed to meet at this moment. How lucky. I could have been sitting next to them this whole plane ride and never known.
Right.
They were looking for somebody to hire to do exactly what I do, or et cetera, et cetera.
This is interesting because were you just born an extroverted person who's really naturally will talk to people on airplanes or in line or whatever the case may be?
It was actually kind of the opposite. I pretty much read through elementary school on the playground. I sat on there and I read because I didn't want to talk to other kids. They were scary.
Because you were shy. I was a really shy kid too. So even with really shy kids, we can help build this skill of making social connections, even though it doesn't come naturally to them to do. So I actually have a child who used to be quite shy as well, and I really wanted her to be able to talk to strangers like lucky people do. And so what we decided to do was practice it in really small increments, like we've talked about before when you build a new habit. So for her, at first, it was really hard to just make eye contact with the grocery checker because she was shy. So that was all we did the first time. She would look the checker in the eye and feel really proud of herself, actually, when she would do it. All the way up to working up to saying hello, asking her how her day was. There's nothing cuter than a shy child getting that out. How was your day going to a grocery checker? So you can see how we moved her along. We practiced the skill at a pace that was really comfortable for her, but that she is now able to say hello to a bus driver or say hello to a guy at the coffee shop that is familiar to her.
And it sounds like you really gave her a lot of autonomy during that process and never put her on the spot. Because what I see sometimes and what I try to not do with my kids, but it's difficult because sometimes, you know, a checker will say, well, hello.
Yeah.
And my kid will go,
yeah, and you're like, say hello, look him in the eye.
Say hello to the nice man. Be polite, you know.
Yeah.
And that's probably not going to make your kid feel lucky or secure in social interactions, but I love how you gave your daughter the tools to bloom at her own pace.
So our tip for the week in the service of raising luckier children is to practice talking to strangers or to have your kids practice making a social connection.